Hello guys, welcome to our channel GK Vidya. Today's topic is chapter 4 in the earliest cities. So let's begin. The story of Harappa. 150 years ago, railway lines were being laid down for the first time in Punjab. They used high quality bricks from the Harappa site, thinking it as a rich source of brick. Means 150 years ago, the first railway line was going to be built in Punjab, India. So, means in India, the first railway line was going to build in Punjab. So, they used high quality bricks and they saw the Harappa site, but they didn't know it was the archaeologist site. No, they didn't know it. So, they thought it is a source of brick from which we can get bricks. And in this process many buildings were completely destroyed, means many buildings which came in the way of the railway line were destroyed. 80 years ago, archaeologists found the site and realized as one of the oldest subcontinent. 150 years ago people didn't know it. They thought that it is a rich source of brick. No, but 80 years ago means you can calculate the distance. Sorry, you can calculate the time, and 150 minus 80, which is equal to 70, means after 70 years people realized that the site from which they took the brick and thought that it was a rich source of brick was an archaeologist site and the oldest subcontinent. These sites were developed around, means these cities were developed around 4700 years ago. These cities were found in Punjab and Sindh in Pakistan and in Gujarat, Haryana and the Punjab in India. Yes, the cities were divided into two parts. The parts to the west were smaller and higher, called the citadel. The parts to the east were lower and larger, called the lower town. So, for example, the, um, this is an city. I have divided it into two parts. This is the citadel. One minute. Yeah. So this is a city. So I have divided these into two halves. One is the smaller and the higher half. This is the citadel, and the larger and the lower part, it's the lower town. Oh, you can change it like because it were the west. Just a second. Yes, I'm drawing it again. So think this is the city. So I have divided into two parts. The first is the citadel in the west, is smaller but higher, and this is the lower town, which is larger in area but its means altitude is lower. The special buildings were found inside the citadel in Mohenjo-daro. The archaeologists call them as the Great Bath. A big bath was found, and archaeologists thought that it was a great bath in which people occasionally did bath, or we can say that we cannot tell the particular thing what happened in the history. We can only assume that some is thinking that king's uh, king's throne ceremony happened. Some is thinking that this was the bath used by the ordinary peoples, or on the some occasions we cannot tell the accurate thing what happened in the history. We can only assume it. It was, yes, it was lined with brick coated with plaster and made watertight with layer of tar. Now in these points we are able to see how was the Great Bath built, what are the materials. They were steps leading to it from two sides. As you know, that great bath, see, like this is the great bath. The steps were from the two sides, one from here and from here. These may be the entrance. From here the people entered, and from here they went. We can assume it. They were rooms on all sides. Here there is a room, here there is a room, here there is a room, here there is a room. Like that, many rooms were there on each side. Yes, next. Other cities such as Kalibangan and Lothal had fire altars. The meaning of the fire altars is the place where sacrifices were performed. Means in Hindi, जहाँ पे यज्ञ होते थे तो उधर का जो जगह थी, जगह जल जाती थी, उधर का जो काला काला हिस्सा था वो फायर अल्टर्स था. Next, Mohenjo-daro, Harappa and Lothal had storehouses. Storehouses means in which people can store things, and houses, drains and cities were planned and built at the same time. Means the people were that much advanced, they built houses, okay, drains, streets. They made these three all facilities at that time too. And I am telling you an additional information that the Indus Valley civilization is also known as the first urbanization of India. People who planned the construction of special buildings may be rulers. Means that here also we are assuming that special buildings means something like a great granary, the great bath. They may be constructed by the rulers. We are assuming it may be constructed by the local people too. They also know how to write and help preparing seals. As you know that now we use seals, but at that time what did people do? They take a stone or some piece of wood. They make something on it, that their symbol which they want, and take some wet mud and put the put means which material you are using, put that on the wet stone and it will take its shape, and we will put it on the item which we are sending to other, or we are which item we are sealing. And when the mud dries, if anyone opens it, we can see that the mud is dried and someone has opened it in between. And the people also know how to write. They use their own script known as the Indus Valley script or the Harappa script. And to tell you that the Harappa script is still not coded, means sorry, decoded. They were craft persons who make toys. Means the children also had toys. Most of the things found by the archaeologists are made up of stones, shell and metal, including copper, bronze, gold and silver. Beads were made from carnelian and the red stone. So in this paragraph we saw that the Harappas were very much advanced and knew about many more substances which we are finding about. They already knew it. Next, the cotton was probably grown at Mehergarh from about 7,000 years ago. Fanes. It is an artificially product material to make beads, bangles, earrings and tiny vessels. Sorry, it's not earnings, it's earring. It is a gum used to shape sand or powdered quarters into an object. The object was then gassed, resulting in a shiny and the glassy surface. The color of the gaze were blue or sea green. Now let's see what the raw materials the Harappa used. Harappans got copper from present day Rajasthan and from Oman in West Asia. This is the important point. A question can be formed from here that from where did Harappan got copper? Next, tin which was mixed with copper to produce bronze was from Afghanistan and Iran. Tin, the tin which was mixed with copper to produce bronze, which was bought from Afghanistan and Iran. So in a simple way, let us T for tin, C for copper, T plus C equal to B, B for bronze. Yes, the next, the gold was brought from Karnataka. The raw materials, this three means the 4 points are very important. It may come in your exam. Precious stones from Gujarat, Iran and Afghanistan. Bronze was also bought from Afghanistan and Iran. Means the tin which was mixed tin was brought from Afghanistan and Iran, and the precious stones were also brought from Iran and Afghanistan. Along with Gujarat. Plow was used to dig the earth for turning the soil and planting seeds. As you all know, now also farmers use plow. Harappans reared cattle, sheep, goat and buffalo, caught fish and hunted wild animals like antelope. Antelope is a means a variety of deer, or you can say that it belongs to the family of deer. Harappan's town in Gujarat. The city of Dholavira was located on Khadir Bet in the run of Kutch. Dholavira was divided into three parts and they were surrounded with massive stone walls with entrance through gateways. Harappan script carved out of white stones and inlaid in wood was a unique find here. In Hindi, its meaning is that the Harappan script means जो हड़प्पा की स्क्रिप्ट थी, जो सफ़ेद पत्थर या वुड पे लिखी जाती थी, वो इधर मिली थी, इसलिए ये जगह इस चीज़ के लिए भी यूनिक थी. The city of Lothal stood beside a tributary of Sabarmati in Gujarat, close to the Gulf of Khambat. Lothal was an important center for making objects out of stone, shell and metal. This is an important point, that the Lothal is important center for making objects out of stone, shell and metal. Next, the Lothal had a huge dockyard where boats and ships came in from the sea. This is an also important point, that where is the huge dockyard located, from where boats and ships came in from the sea. The correct answer is Lothal. Seals and sealing. Seals may be used to stamp, bag or packet containing goods. Seals was pressed on the layer of wet clay and the impression is called sealing. If the sealing was intact, one could be sure that the good arrived safely. As I told you earlier, if that the seal is broken, we know, or we can identify that someone has opened our good. But if the seal was as it is, we are sure that our goods have arrived safely and no one has seen it in between. As I told you, it was the layer of mud, but you can use clay too for making the seals. Next, the mystery of the end. Scholars suggest that the river dried up. There were deforestation as fuel was required for baking bricks and for melting copper ores. They were floods. So, as I told you, that history cannot be accurate by ourselves. We can only assume it. Like some scholars say that the river means the Harappa is mainly in the Indus River. So scholar says that the Indus River is dried up. Some says that there was a lot of deforestation because for baking bricks or for smelting means or for melting we need for melting copper ores there was a lot of pollution. Some said that there came a flood in the Indus Valley. There are many possibilities why the Harappan cities disappeared. Cities in Sindh and West Bengal were abandoned, while many people moved into newer, smaller settlements to the east and south. Some thought that as the drainage system broke, the facilities which they made were broke down, so they moved to the newer place. That was the reason of the decline of the Harappan civilization. New cities emerged about 1400 years later. Means 1400 years after the decline of Harappa. Thanks for watching our video. For more videos, subscribe our channel GK Vidya and don't forget to like, share and comment.